Hey, excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. It is October 9th, a Friday, 2020. Let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? Before we begin, make sure to click on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That's to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our videos. Really do appreciate it. I'm going to go and do a video this weekend for you guys to kind of prep you for the week. Should probably be around Sunday, if anything, and kind of go over some things. So I'll post that. So turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Just a quick housekeeping note, I will be out next week. I'll be on a vacation. Need some rest and relaxation ahead of the election cycle, obviously in November. So no morning note, all next week I will be out. Then I'll be back that Monday after. So don't miss me too much. Don't miss the channel too much. But any other questions, we're on Instagram, on Twitter. We'll still have the news pumping out to you. So if you haven't followed us on Twitter, it's at GAR Capital, all one word. All the news that you need for the markets. Take a look at that. All right, let's talk markets here. Dow futures up 146, NASDAQ futures up 72.63%, S&P futures 3457 at 0.59%, and Russell 2000 futures still up again, 1641, big. And crude futures down 0.44%, Bitcoin futures up 2%, broke the 11,000 level very handily, very nice. Gold futures 0.170%, 1927 an ounce, 3.7% on silver. And euro dollar for my forex people up 54 pips, 118.13, 105.85 on the dollar yen, down 18 pips. Dollar index down 0.41%, 93.22. It's a good sign for markets and commodities. The VIX down 8%. Bull run indeed. So that dip never happened on Tuesday, obviously, because we broke very key resistance on SPY. If you want to take a look here, I'll break it down for you, and then we'll go over some pre-market movers. I'm going to go ahead and go over SPY. The last, since September, I went ahead and drew the fib lines here, and support was tapped. Now we're breaking that 61.8 fib. Your next level is 350.42. That means 3,500 on S&P. That is coming, and remember my call. I've been saying this for a while, guys. All-time highs will be tapped by December 31st, 35.76. Prepare for that, because it is coming. Well, we've said stay bullish, and everyone on Instagram was making fun of us. How's it feel to be short now? Doesn't feel pretty good, does it? Well, there we are. So let's go ahead and talk about what we are watching pre-market. I'm going to move this here. Okay, so AMD is down about 3.25%. They are going to buy Xilinx. I'm going to pronounce that incorrectly. Xilinx, and they're up 16%. But I guess AMD is paying too much of a high price. So again, I think this is an opportunity to buy the stock at a lower rate, a lower price, get that dip there. And if you like our AMD, I think here is a good time to add, especially down 3.3% pre-market. Let's see if it holds. But I do like this. I like that they're merging. I like that they're buying them out. Again, merger and acquisitions show a lot of bullishness in a market where semiconductors are on the move. On the Dow futures, on the Dow side, Boeing is up nearly 1%, Apple up 0.4%. Cisco up 0.73%, Chevron up 0.77%, as energy is actually catching a bid, which is nice. They've been beaten down for a while. Carnival up 1.28%, Gilead 1.86%, American Airlines 1%. General Electric was upgraded by Goldman Sachs 6%, so they're getting a nice boost here now at $7 a share. Let's see, JD up 1.34%, Nvidia down 0.5%. Usually never goes down, huh? Tesla up 1% and Zoom up 2%. That 500 level is very key. That's what I've been watching for you guys. And 0.55% on Facebook. Those are what's moving pre-market. I kind of read you some of the headlines today. So it looks like White House spokesperson says President Trump is ready to go. The doctor always said that he's fine to go ahead and start campaigning again. But President Trump said he will not do a virtual debate. And Biden said that he won't meet in person. So again, I guess we're kind of in a stalemate here. So I guess no debate so far, but that's changed. Tuesday, President Trump said no deal in regards to Speaker Pelosi. And now from the White House. White House is now completely set on striking a COVID stimulus deal with Speaker Pelosi. They expect working all week next week on getting a deal. No guarantee it goes anywhere in the Senate. Trump wants it badly. That's according to Jake Sherman. And he's from Politico.com. I went ahead and retweeted that. So that's where we are here. Bloomberg also states here, financial markets warm to the idea of a Biden bounce in the U.S. economy. Citi says, good chance Xilinx turning down AMD buyout offer. Trump is going to go ahead and be on Tucker Carlson tonight for first post-diagnosis on-camera interview. Yesterday he was on Sean Hannity. Last night. Just a heads up, I got some also news here. Boeing, Ryanair CEO Wilson looks like 737 MAX will go back into service in the U.S. in the next month or so. So good stuff. Zoom was raised on a price target, 550 price target by Mizuho. Amazon was raised price target Mizuho of 4,000 from 3,700. And that's what we have in regards to news. And also Microsoft saying that they're allowing their employees working from home permanently. So there you go. The dollar is taking a little bit of a hit. And Spain to declare state of emergency in Madrid. So it looks like the White House will be working with Pelosi. So what a change from Tuesday on. The real sting here was that President Trump actually spoke to House Minority Leader McCarthy and was concerned about the stock market reaction to Tuesday's tweet about not making a deal. So it looks like he is definitely coming back to the table, working with Nancy Pelosi and the House to get a deal done. And the deal being done regarding stimulus is very important, politically speaking. So I do believe that a deal will get done at least minimum within the next 2 weeks. It has to be done. These candidates and incumbents need something to hang their head on. They need some kind of victory ahead of this election cycle. So I do expect the S&P to go a little higher. So again, we're staying long. We do have some SPY calls. I have some IWM calls with our students. Yesterday, we had some calls that we got out of. Very nicely done. We came out unscathed, thankfully. It could have gotten really ugly. So again, it takes some time, patience, and we got them. So thankfully. On a mistake end on my end, I'm going to go ahead and announce I had a BABA call with our students. Right when I got out, it soared. I had the 300 calls. And again, me being prudent, I got out literally right here on that break of support, and it soared right away. Could have made an easy 30% on it if I just held. And that's mistakes, guys. Mistakes happen. So I just wanted to announce that. I don't want you guys thinking I'm perfect in any way, that trading is easy, because it's not. I made that mistake. I took an L of 70%. I could have made about 35% profit on BABA. The volume was there. The trend held up. But again, time was against me. And I basically thought, you know what, let's just save some premium and moved on. Could have gone either way, but again, the volume was telling you everything, and BABA gapped up. It pushed up to 302. So imagine that, and had the 300 calls. But if you held overnight, it fell again, it gapped down. So we could get a gap fill on BABA, but we're running out of time anyways. So just keep an eye on there. So again, the gap fill should be coming to around 309, 301.90 today. Keep an eye on Alibaba. But again, indices are the key. SPY, Qs, and IWM is what I'm looking for. I have the SPY calls for next Wednesday to 345s. I'm in the money. I'm in IWM for next week, 163s. I'm in the money. So looking very good out there. I'm in futures as well for S&P. We're up about 23 handles. Looking at QQQ. Qs are breaking out, so keep an eye on there. I would take a look at maybe the 285 or 286s. Your next level is right around the 61.8 fib of 286.67. So 287 or 286 would probably be your best bet. Take a look at volume. But again, it is breaking out, as you can see here on the NASDAQ. Again, that fib level breakout, take a look at that. It could be a nice play. Wait for volume. Wait for your charts. Again, we could see a little bit of a sell right at the open. We saw that yesterday. Right at the cash open at 9:30, we usually get an opposite effect. So keep an eye on that. So 9:30 is when you get that little kind of a turn. And then we go from 10 a.m. on. So that's why I tend to not trade between 9:30 and 10. I like to see where the dust settles. So keep an eye on there. Good morning. Good morning. Do you consider McDonald's? This is Smite. Good morning. Do you consider McDonald's a great earnings play that Travis Berger got a new price target? Yeah. When it comes to earnings, McDonald's doesn't really move, but I think it's a great investment. I own McDonald's stock, so I do like that. What do you think about playing XLY for the weekly 1016? XLY. Let's see what XLY is. The consumer discretionary ETF, they are breaking out. It depends. You just need to see the volume, but it is a breakout. Microsoft levels and outlook, please. Well, Microsoft right now is basically just holding pad. It's up about $1. I think Qs are a better place to go. There's a gap fill right around 212.31. If you break that, I would wait for 213 and then kind of play the 217 fib line there, which is literally the highs. So until then, you really got to wait for this fill. I wouldn't go into that right away because it is a slow mover. What do you think will still hit those AMD 906 calls? Absolutely. Absolutely. We have the earnings report. So again, tons of movement there. Again, it just bounced off that 200-day moving average. You should fill this gap here around 86.77. So far, so good. It is holding up. We had this cone-shaped here trend pattern to the upside. The only thing is that you had an announcement in regards to a buyout. So the market is going to go ahead and see what it goes there. I definitely am holding those. Hey, man, what do you think about Facebook? Facebook is fine. The only thing here is that it's a slow mover right now anyways, and there's a gap to fill like Microsoft at 266.23. You break that to the upside, then I start taking a look at the 270 calls. What's your recommendation for learning futures? Well, we have an online course that's just videos online on futures. But if you want to get the basics of futures, it's free. GAR Capital FX.com. Just go to our futures trading page, and there's a breakdown of I break it down how futures work. So take a look at that. I think NQ breaking the 11,600 level just now is the last variable for another breakout. Listen, guys, we're at a breakout point. Absolutely. And I think, and I've been saying it, we're going to tap all-time highs by the end of the year. So if we break out the daily, you could see complete breakout here. So really the next retake, the level to retake is right around 11,800. You start getting there, you're going to get back to 12,450. Again, VIX coming down is a really good sign. I talked about that with our students, masterclass students. I'll go ahead and break down the VIX right now with you guys. Let's see. The VIX put call ratio has been falling, has been rising, excuse me, so good sign. And looking at VIX here, you can see the hourly breakdown, big time breakdown. 30.61 was my level. That's big. If 30.61 breaks again, there's a lot of fear in the market. But look at this breakdown down to 24. That's huge. So the next level I look at on the daily is really right around here. 2082. Once we start breaking down 2082, that's when you start really getting some bullish movement. You start buying some calls. The only time I would say be careful of buying calls and you wanting to start buying some protection and start looking at the other side is around 11.49 on the VIX and around single digits. When you start getting 9, 10, and 11, you need to start pulling out a little bit and getting out of calls, and you're going to get some kind of spike somewhere. So again, we've been getting just ascending wedges, lower highs, lower lows on VIX. And now at 25.46, that's telling you a lot. Not a lot of fear out there, which is a really good sign. Remember, you were thinking that with the election, everyone's kind of fearful. Nothing to worry about, guys. Again, you stay bullish. Been saying it. Who usually gives price targets that have a huge impact? That would be probably Goldman, pretty big, and Barclays. Those names. Thoughts on HYLN? I don't know anything about this company whatsoever, but if you're looking at the actual chart on the hourly, it is kind of hugging the 50, but it is breaking down. So I don't know what this is. So I can't really give you a good recommendation on it. CGC rallied hard yesterday. Do you see the upside for today? Again, it rallied yesterday due to cannabis cannabis possible legalization from Kamala Harris, who's the vice president candidate. You need to break 1850 before you do anything. Retake those highs and we could talk on CGC. But again, these are some good things. Favorite streaming service long term. The favorite streaming service or stock around that streaming, if you're talking about content, I love Netflix long term, of course. But if you're talking about in the streaming space, Roku. We've been saying that's one of our top 10 stocks of 2020. Let's see. Thoughts on RKT got upgraded today. Yeah, Rocket Mortgage. I know everyone's kind of talked about that. It's moving, but you need to break 2460 before you do anything here. I know this came out in an IPO. I'm still waiting for their first earnings report before I make a move. Thoughts on Qualcomm calls? I do love the chips long term. So Qualcomm is on the move. Break 125, the recent highs. You can start looking to the upside. But I think it's a great investment for 5G long term. Good price to buy Roku. Obviously, Roku you want to buy on dips. It is not dipping right now. So I would say around 214. If you can get to 200, that'd be great. 200 would be great, but 214 is the 50. So around 205 seems about right. Show some appreciation. Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Thoughts on AAL? American Airlines, again, they're going to get bailed. If you're looking at some long-term calls on American Airlines or Delta, again, try to find something a little further out, maybe around December or November. So take a look at AAL. Again, it looks like it's primed to break. It keeps tapping those highs. So again, maybe a 14 call for the future, maybe 14 call for November, a 14 call for December. You may pay a little bit of premium, but again, it's a bet on the airlines. I think they're going to get bailed out no matter what. So that'll be a boon to the airlines. So take a look at that. Zoom going to break out this weekend. Well, Zoom needs to break 500. I've been saying it. 500 is the key, and it keeps just staying away from it. So until it breaks 500, you don't do anything on Zoom. Morning, boss. BA calls for next week, maybe 175s. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at, I see what you're looking for. You're looking for that recovery of that Trump drop. So right around 170. Let's see how the price action goes. If we start getting some continuation around 171, 172, 175 seems pretty prudent. Sure. And Elan. See, Elan Animal Health. I don't know much about this company, but if you're looking at just charts on the hourly, it looks like it's coming for a breakout, but you need to retake those highs, guys. Before you start buying any calls, always retake those highs. I think Big Chop of Merit hit his head on the keyboard because it's just a bunch of letters. All right, guys. AMC Theaters, right off the rip. I don't have to look at the chart. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. I recommend that you focus on video gaming over movie theaters, in my opinion. Thoughts on Tesla? Good time to buy in. Good price, okay. You know, I always like going for a discount. Right around 400 is around the level you want to get. 408, 410, 400, and 408. That's your support level. But until then, you wait. Tesla next earnings, I don't have the date, but I can look it up. Earnings date. Tesla earnings date is 10/28/2020. 10/28/2020. Thoughts on buying opportunity in V? On Visa, I love Visa long term. I own it. It's a slow mover. Anything below 200, you can pull a trigger. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. I will not be on all next week. I'll be on vacation. So before you guys flip out on me on Twitter and on Instagram, no morning note all next week. Just a reminder. I will be on vacation. But the week after, I will be back ready to rock. Podcast this weekend on the election. Your money, the stock market in regards to the election. I'm not going to talk politics. I'm just going to talk about their plan and how it affects the market. What's your next move? That's going to be a really, really big podcast. So I got your back. I'll get that over this weekend, and I'll send out a video on YouTube to kind of prep you for the week. So that'll be a freebie for you guys since I'll be out on vacation. Have a great rest of your week, guys. I'll catch you in about 10 days. So I'll see you then. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.